The national sports media spent all week salivating over what they prayed would be a total train wreck inside Bryant-Denny Stadium. They wanted ugly turnovers, sideline screaming matches, and Kalen DeBoer sweating on camera under the impossible weight of Nick Saban's shadow. But what actually leaked out of Tuscaloosa after 80 reps between the ones and twos just ruined their entire television narrative. Don't jump to conclusions yet. Make sure you watch until the final whistle, because what DeBoer quietly pulled off behind closed doors with his second unit is going to send shockwaves across the entire SEC. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Alabama Stories. Hit that like button right now, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive straight into the film room. What we are breaking down today isn't just wishful thinking or fan fiction. It is pure numbers, hard facts, and the behind-the-scenes reality that Bristol executives are desperately trying to ignore. Let's be completely honest with each other for a second. Coach DeBoer sat down at that podium and delivered a press conference so dry, so calculated, and so painfully polite that you almost had to check his pulse. He casually mentioned a 90-play scrimmage, roughly 80 snaps split between the starters and the backups, and wrapped it up like a standard Tuesday morning business meeting. On the surface, the studio analysts looked completely bored out of their minds, but look closer. Isn't that deadpan calm the exact move you pull when you know something the rest of the country hasn't figured out yet? Think back to the absolute nightmare that haunted every single Alabama fan throughout last season. What was the #1 issue driving everyone crazy on Saturday afternoons? Pre-snap chaos, botched shotgun snaps, burning unnecessary timeouts, and linemen looking like they had never heard a cadence in their lives. The national narrative was that without Nick Saban's terrifying glare on the sideline, this roster would completely unravel into undisciplined comedy. Yet, according to the official post-scrimmage reports confirmed by local beat writers, DeBoer brought in real SEC officiating crews, ran over 90 high-tempo plays, and the entire operation was nearly spotless. Just one single turnover on the day. He literally took the biggest flaw of this entire program and cleaned it up in 4 practice sessions. Isn't it hilarious how the very critics who predicted Tuscaloosa would burn to the ground suddenly have 0 words to say about that? Now, let's get into the main event that has every defensive coordinator in the conference sweating through their polo shirts: the quarterback situation. When the beat reporters pressed DeBoer on whether he's ready to name a starter between his top contenders, he smiled and dropped a legendary quote. He literally said, "We can go in with either one of them. I feel very comfortable with that." To the casual observer, that sounds like a coach who doesn't know what he wants. But let's translate coach speak into plain English. DeBoer isn't confused. He is holding all the cards and refusing to give Kirby Smart or Josh Heupel a single second of game tape to prepare for. When you look at how smoothly both guys moved the chains against live SEC caliber coverages, doesn't it feel like the national analysts completely missed the real story? I'm not jumping to wild conclusions here, folks, but just trace the domino effect. Why on earth would DeBoer show his hand in late August and give opposing defensive coordinators 2 weeks of peaceful sleep? By keeping the rotation split evenly with the first and second teams, he forces every rival on the schedule to draw up 2 completely different defensive packages. They wanted a public quarterback controversy filled with locker room drama. Instead, DeBoer handed them a calculated smokescreen. Are you telling me that isn't chess while everyone else is playing checkers? And what about the running back room? when the injury bug showed up. When word broke that guys like EJ and Lazier were being held out for precautionary rest, rival fans immediately flooded social media, claiming the Tide offense had no depth left. Enter true freshman Taneus Brown. While the internet was busy writing Tuscaloosa's obituary, Brown stepped onto the Bryant-Denny turf, picked up complex pass protection blitzes, and made veteran defenders look like they were running in slow motion. When a freshman running back makes the game look that effortless during live tackling, it makes you wonder, how many more hidden weapons is this coaching staff keeping under lock and key? And the receiver corps told the exact same story. With the spotlight burning hot, Derek Meadows used his massive physical frame to dominate 50-50 jump balls in the end zone, while Rico Scott consistently found soft spots in coverage. It proves that DeBoer's offensive architecture isn't built on one superstar carrying the burden. It is an interchangeable system designed to exploit mismatches everywhere. If backup pass catchers are already putting on clinics against starting cornerbacks, what is going to happen when the entire playbook gets unleashed? Of course, we have to keep it realistic. It wouldn't be Alabama football without giving us heart palpitations on special teams. The kicking duel between Connor and Marin is still neck and neck, and let's be real, Alabama fans carry permanent scar tissue whenever a field goal unit runs onto the field. Nobody in Crimson Tide Nation gets an easy Saturday when 3 points are on the line, right? But if your biggest headache coming out of a 90-play physical scrimmage is deciding which big-legged kicker to start, you are in phenomenal shape. So here is the bottom line the mainstream media refuses to broadcast. They expected the Crimson Tide to crumble into chaos under a new regime. Instead, they got a ruthlessly efficient, deep and disciplined football team that just spent 90 plays proving that the standard hasn't dropped an inch. Why would the national networks ever admit that Tuscaloosa just reloaded in silence? Now I want to hear from every single one of you in the comments below. Do you think DeBoer already knows his starting quarterback in his mind and is just playing psychological mind games with the SEC, or is this battle going all the way to kickoff? Drop your prediction right now, smash that like button, subscribe to Alabama Stories, and we will catch you in the next one.